Good morning, guys. It is Jonathan with One Big Impact. So, first of all, today's video is going to be on Atkins induction phase, the things that I think are going to be most important when you're starting your journey. So, as you may know, a few years back, I focused on losing weight, got down to about 193. Now I got into like some bodybuilding stuff. I go up and down working on building muscle and stuff like that. But in the beginning of my journey, I started at about 350 pounds, 342 pounds, and at least that was the highest I had recorded. 342 pounds, got all the way down to 193, so about 149 pounds lost. So I know quite a bit about Atkins. If you're new here, check us out on Facebook. Our group is called Healthy Living for a Healthy Life. Also on Instagram at One Big Impact. And also for any type of uh, business oriented questions as far as like sponsorships and different things like that, please feel free to email me at thriftime@gmail.com. THRIFTTIME@gmail.com. So, moving forward, you're starting Atkins or keto, pretty much the same thing in the beginning. I wrote down some things, kind of like the system I would like to see somebody start with. First and foremost, I'm going to walk you through your whole journey real quick. First and foremost, I would take pictures, measurements, find out your body fat percentage, preferably through like a scan, like this, like an in-body scan that gives you all the information. And just make sure that whatever source you use for that body scan, that you will be able to revisit that same machine at a later point. Once you get all of those things, good pictures, front, back, side pictures, wearing form-fitting clothing, I would love to see your before and afters if you use my videos or my assistance or my meal plans. You can message me on Facebook for my meal plans. I do charge for them, but not too much. I would love to see your before and afters because that really helps people. Those are the single most important things on this journey. Also, I told somebody the other day, do like a static test. Find a flight of stairs, walk up it, run up it, whatever you can do 5 times and video the whole process. 3 months, 6 months, a year down the road, do the same thing and see how much your fitness has changed. The first thing that I would say after you take all of these beginning things, because those are going to help you be able to stay on track when you're feeling defeated or you're feeling like you want to eat like crap or whatever. I would first and foremost write down for a week without changing anything. This is your own little private journal. Write down for a week exactly what you're eating. Okay? The amount of carbs, the amount of calories, the amount of fat, everything. You know, the types of food. If it's Mickey D's, if it's a Big Mac with cheese, whatever, don't be afraid. Just write it down. Don't change anything yet. And then when I get after that first week, I've got a baseline. I've got my pictures, I've got my measurements, I've got my body fat scan. I've got all those things. I know what I was eating in the beginning. And then the first thing that I would do after that is I would try to get into a caloric range. I'm telling you the very slow process coming from a personal trainer. Okay, I'm a personal trainer now, and I think it's important I say now because maybe you've been following my journey for a long time. I train online, in person. Message me. Go to a BMR calculator. Find out what your basal metabolic rate is. That is the rate in which you need to have your body at first to be able to sustain life without doing anything. Not going to lose weight, not going to drop weight. That's just kind of like a general idea of where you need to be. Compare that with your calories that you're eating for the 7 days, just an average or whatever, to find out if you're above it, below it, whatever. If you were above it, start with your caloric range being at that BMR. If you're way above it, maybe start way above your BMR. So you have some wiggle room. Once you find out that number, if you were below it, I would start at it. Okay? After this point, I would start to slowly clean up my diet. If you're a type of person that does all or nothing and that's going to work best for you, then that's fine. I'm that type of person. I don't like to change one thing. I just like to do a full-on overhaul and completely switch. But if you're the type of person that needs to switch things little by little, I would say start with drinking water. Start trying to get a gallon of water a day. Just drink your water. I'll show you my new water bottle, by the way. Pretty excited about it. I'll put a link in the description below. You know that's pretty sick, right? Shout out to Iron Flask. It's got 3 different tops too, which I think is pretty sweet. The next thing that I would do after that point is either get on a meal plan or get some books. And I'll put a link in the description below for you to be able to follow that as well. For the books, there's books like Atkins Diet Revolution, Atkins All New, Atkins Advantage. There's a bunch of little different things out there, and keto books can be very helpful too. I'll put a couple in the description below. If you're looking in the description and they're not there, just remind me. I would start after that, making sure you understand the first thing is net carbohydrates. Net carbohydrates is total carbohydrates minus fiber and sugar alcohols. Don't overcomplicate it. Depending on which source that you get your information from, it may give you, one of the books might say one thing, and then Google might say another thing, and then an app might say another thing. Whatever you use to track, just use that consistently. Don't track 3 different ways or whatever. Just like the body fat scan, just find one and stick with it, because you're going to put yourself in a better position. If you're getting 3 different numbers from 3 different places, there's no way to manipulate your food because you don't really know what the hell you're eating. So if you have, very, very basic way of understanding this, if you have 10 carbs, say this is an imaginary potato. These are not the macros for a potato, by the way. Say you have a potato and it's 10 carbs. It is way higher than that. I think it's like 26. And you have 3 fiber, which I think is actually accurate, close to 2 or 3. You have 10 carbs, 3 fiber, and 2 sugar alcohols. 3 and 2 is 5. 10 minus 5 is 2. Or 10 minus 5 is 5. But you understand what I'm saying, right? So you add the sugar, alcohols, and the fiber together and subtract them from the total carbs, which gives you your net carbs. There are no sugar alcohols in a potato. I'm aware of that. I'm saying that the only time you're going to find sugar alcohols is if you're like buying Atkins products, keto products, sugar-free chocolate, anything like that that still tastes sweet that doesn't have sugar in you or sugar in it. It's going to do that for the reason to be able to bring it down. Now that you got net carbs understood, the next thing I would really buckle down and focus on is macros. A lot of 80s kids, including myself, 90s kids, whatever, we have always been scared of fat. When you start Atkins or keto, it's going to be completely opposite. You're going to be super high fat, super low carb. So your macros are going to consist of, and this is debatable, but it's roughly 70% fat, 20 to 25% protein, and 5%-ish carbohydrates. And those are going to be basically through foundation vegetables, very low carbohydrate vegetables, like salads, avocados, zucchini, radishes, celery, different things like that. The next thing I would like you to understand is that following a meal plan is going to be your best friend. In the beginning, if you're not the type of person that wants to read a book and you're just like, yo, I just want to lose weight, I don't want to put as much mentally into this as Jonathan did, hit me up, buy a meal plan. It's $80 for 8 weeks. Just done. Somebody just hit me up yesterday. Actually, that made my day. I know she doesn't want me to share her results like on Instagram or anything, but she hit, I'm going to ask her actually if I can screenshot it and just X out her name. I think she's been about 3 weeks and she's 27 pounds down. Shit works, man. It works. She was so excited and I'm really proud of her. By the way, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, so just bear with me. The next one is surround yourself with like-minded people. In the group, Healthy Living for a Healthy Life, you got a lot of low carbers, but you also got a lot of positive people, people that aren't going to bag on you, people that are not going to be disrespectful or say you suck for asking questions or anything like that. Okay? So come join us. The next important thing that I think is probably very pivotal, I gotta hurry up, I gotta get to work. Cutting it close. Stick to it. Okay? Stick to what you're doing. Be consistent. When you're low carb, if you go 3 days and you eat a bunch of carbs, you're not low carb. You're not. You're actually going to put yourself in a prime position to be able to gain weight. Okay? So don't do that. Get yourself on a schedule. If you ate bad 1 day a week, you basically threw the week away. You might as well not follow this approach if you're going to do that. You're going to put yourself in constant failure mode. So don't do that. And the last thing that I want to talk about really quick is exercise. S is probably the biggest question that everybody asks because everybody goes to Atkins or keto as like a quick, I want to drop weight. People that go to Atkins or keto don't necessarily already like have the understanding of body styles and stuff like that and why their body's going to respond better or worse off of something like this or whatever. They go there because they want a quick fix, and then a lot of people end up falling in love with it and really doing really well with it. But that's not usually why they initially come. And the first question that I get asked most is, do I have to exercise? And unfortunately, my answer is no, you don't. But there's a caveat. What I would like to say to that is I exercise through my whole process. If you want your skin to be able to be more elastic and, kind of come back in, that's going to help. If you want to keep muscle, if you want to stay strong, if you want a healthy heart, if you want good just overall well-being, whether it's through pumping up those endorphins or whatever, exercise is absolutely crucial. Will you lose weight without exercise? Yeah, you will. You will lose weight without exercise. Now, against all what I believe, I would say in the beginning, don't exercise. Maybe like light walks and stuff like that, but I wouldn't exercise in the beginning. I would first and foremost get a hold of what you're doing, and wait till you hit a plateau. Wait till your weight hasn't moved for like 3 weeks or something like that, and then add in a little exercise. There's an old saying, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So if you find yourself in a position to where you're dropping weight just fine, don't worry about exercise. The problem is people go too much too fast, and then you're going to be on the treadmill for 8 hours trying to make your body move, and you're just sending your body into shock. There's no purpose for it. That is my tips. That's like 8 or 10 tips that I would say are going to be most important. Add exercise as needed. If you like it exercising, by all means, please do it. I hope this information helped you. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Trying really hard to get to 100,000 subscribers. That's our next goal. We're pushing 18,000. Be stronger than your excuses. Remember to spread love, not hate. Drink your damn water. Stay on track. #TeamBoo. And thank you so much for all the support. Don't forget to come join our group.